It is time for today's Craftmas video, which is going to be these Dollar Tree wreaths. They do come in a pack of 2. I did get the smaller ones just because I wanted to not have to buy as much ribbon, but apparently I went a little crazy on the ribbon because when I went to the United States at the Dollar Tree, I found even more ribbon and I had already bought some. So we're just going to use this for many different crafts we have because we're making ornaments and all of the things. As y'all might know, we are doing Craftmas, so we're going to be posting tons of Christmas content. And then I got these little signs. They were just in the section where you'd find the wood painting things. And my idea with this is to cut it down and kind of use it as like a little name sign. I'm going to put the last name on here. We have 2 people that we're doing for Secret Santa, my husband's Secret Santa, and then mine, and we're just going to do the same gift. So let's get started. I'm gonna be honest, for these wreaths, I had no idea what I was doing. So right here at first, I thought, okay, I'm gonna start tying these around, kind of like a scrapbooker would do. When I was scrapbooking, I did a lot of these kind of little crafts where I would decorate with ribbon for like my cards and things like that. And honestly, it was just not working the way I thought it would. I thought it would kind of like fill it, but I realized I would need to do so many for it to look like anything. And then I kind of looked up what tie wreaths looked like, and it just wasn't the vibe I was going for this project. So I scrapped that idea and I decided to get some pipe cleaner. You could also use zip ties, or if you have those little metal ties that wrap cords or like bread, you know what I'm talking about? Bread ties, I don't know what you call them. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Anywho, to tie around ribbon. So we need to make little bundles or bunches of ribbon. I am going to cut them all out first because I do not have the patience to make each individual bundle and then cut them one by one, okay? We're just gonna cut everything all to size. I'm kind of just guessing what size I want. I'm not measuring anything. I want it to look kind of messy and chunky rather than perfect. I just like that kind of vibe. So we're gonna go ahead, cut all of my ribbon. I did get these all from the Dollar Tree, some in Canada, some in the United States. And y'all know I love Dollar Tree ribbon. Why would I spend a bunch of money on ribbon when I can get cute little ones from the Dollar Tree? I don't know. I grabbed my pipe cleaners in the color that kind of matched the best. I went with red, and then I did do some green and white with the other wreath to kind of match it a little bit better. And all I'm doing is layering these, and I'm making sure that each bundle I'm making, I'm layering a little bit differently. That way different ribbons are going to be showing through. So we're just going to start laying them on top, and of course the big chunky ribbon is going to be on the bottom. Now note to self / all of y'all, the ribbon on the bottom, this white and then the red one, it does come apart. And what I mean by that is when you cut it, a bunch of pieces will fall off all over your floor. It'll be everywhere. You will have a carpet of ribbon pieces all over your house, but it's so cute. And it's kind of like, not glittery, but shiny, like no glitter's falling off of it, but it's kind of like a shiny bit in there too. So I thought it would be super cute for the background to just make it look more full. So we went with it, but I did want to let you know it does get very messy with that ribbon specifically from the Dollar Tree. Anyways, all I did was wrap the pipe cleaner around the bundle and then put it around 2 of the wires. And then I'm kind of alternating which wire. Now I'm also going to wrap the ribbon over top of the pipe cleaner to hide it. So I was really strategic about what ribbon I chose. Sometimes it would be the white one. If I had a pattern ribbon, I would flip it the opposite way in the bundle so that when I tied it around the pipe cleaner at the end, the pattern would be what showed. And you might see that in a little bit here when I do the candy cane one to wrap it around. That way you could see it better. So we're just going to repeat the step. We're going to do the bundle again. As you can see, I'm doing it a little bit differently, being strategic about which pieces are going to be on the top that I'm going to be tying around. And then I'm just going to do the same process with the little pipe cleaner. I did also use zip ties for one of them, and I will say that it was a little bit trickier to do because trying to hold it and zip tie it and hold the bundle and the wreath at the same time was a little bit tricky. Now maybe y'all are more skilled than me. I'm not there yet, so we're just gonna go with pipe cleaners, okay? It's fine. Does it look a little crazy from the back side? Yes, but who's looking at a wreath from the back, okay? Who's gonna come to your door and be like, let me check the back of your decorations? Nobody, so it's fine. Just to make sure kids don't touch it and poke themselves with pipe cleaners. Anywho, we're just gonna repeat this step over and over, so I'm gonna jump through that and hop on over to the signs. The signs I went ahead and painted with acrylic paint. Y'all know I love my budget-friendly acrylic paint. So we went ahead and did that. Craftmas is all about on a budget. We're doing little projects for Secret Santa, all those things. So if y'all didn't know, I am posting 12 days of Craftmas, a crafty video every single day for you. It doesn't always have to be Christmas related necessarily, but they're perfect things to gift, make, sell, all of those things in the holidays, that time of year, birthdays, whatever's coming up. So we're doing that. If you want to just grab a coffee and enjoy the video, hang out with me, that is perfect. Or if you want to throw this on and craft along with me, that's always fun as well. I love when y'all craft along with me. So if you're crafting right now when you're watching this or listening to this video, hello crafter, let me know in the comments if you are there able to type, if you're not too busy in your craft. What are you making? If not, if you're just watching this, hello. What have you made recently? What is your favorite project to make? I love to get crafty ideas, so if y'all want to let me know your favorite project, let me know in the comments. Mine is typically HTV projects. I love iron-on. I love working with it. It's so easy to weed. I love how fun it can be and versatile. And I usually get my cut files for that off of Creative Fabrica. So for this one today, the font I used is the Ashley font off of Creative Fabrica. I will leave it linked down below. That way, if y'all want to use that exact font, you can. And then I went on to Character Map on my desktop computer. I typed in Character Map, and this is where you're able to get the glyphs for the fonts. So I have done a video talking about it, and I will leave that right here if you want to learn. And glyphs are those cursive little bits at the end of the word. You're going to see them right here in a moment. The little cursive whoosh at the end is called a glyph. They're kind of like little characters that the fonts have. And they're not automatic. You can't just automatically get those. You either have to do like a little code to put them in, like a keyboard code, or you need to use the character map feature on your computer to go ahead and pull those up. If you're using some type of device like your phone, an iPad, I do have a video on how to do that as well. It is a little bit trickier of a process, but you can still do it with the glyphs. So I will post that video here if you are using any type of Apple product. That will be right here to be able to narrow it down. If you want to know how to do it on a different type of device, let me know in the comments and I can also do that for you. But I just want to let you know because y'all, for 3 or 4 years, I didn't even know glyphs existed. I didn't know you could do these fun little cursive swooshes and, you know, little heart shapes in each font. It was so cool when I found that out. So that's what I did for this project. If y'all want to do it as well, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of this look. I thought it really completed the look rather than just having the C or the H, as you can see here. I went ahead and just cut it out on some vinyl. I think I'm using Oracle 651, which is permanent adhesive vinyl. I kind of just have random vinyl scraps that I was using from my little vinyl bin. And we're just going to add it onto these little signs that I painted and that are fully dry now. The transfer tape I use is the Duck brand shelf liner off of Amazon. So it's actually contact paper. And I love it because it's not too sticky. It has grid marks. It's perfect. I love it. I have used it for so many years and I'm just obsessed. It's always easy to find it. I think you can also buy it at Walmart, especially in the United States. I don't know about Canada if you can get it at Walmart, the exact one that I use, but you can get some type of contact paper. They also have it at like the dollar store and stuff like that, but just not that exact brand, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's my little crafty trick. And I always reuse my transfer sheet. I was gonna say contact paper. I always reuse my transfer sheet. I just stick it back on the protective sheet, I put it back in the drawer, and I'll use it for many projects in a row. So you'll see me just pulling out random pieces sometimes, and that is why. Now here, I was going a little too quick and I peeled it up, but that's okay. Because all you're gonna do is stick it back down and then use your weeding tool if you need to kind of pull it up properly and adjust it. Just don't push the messed up piece down when you're transferring it because you're gonna kind of lock it in and pull it back up. We don't wanna do that. So as you can see, I'm being very conscious to not touch that E that I messed up. I'm gonna stick down all the other pieces first and then I'm gonna go in and move that little letter over to fit it, I guess, kind of better because it was looking a little wonky where it was. And then it's bending the whole cursive font. This is really important with cursive fonts. I use my finger to trace over it so that it's fully flattened down. There's no bubbles. Because if one piece in the cursive font does not connect properly and bubbles, the whole thing is going to be messed up. You might know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you are lucky. But anyways, a tip to avoid the bubbling on the cursive font and the messing up of it is to go ahead with your finger and just trace it. And here you can see I'm just putting my transfer sheet back on the backing so I can keep it for the next project. Alrighty, now it's time to attach our little signs to the wreaths. I didn't know if I wanted to put it in the middle of the wreath or underneath it. Originally my plan was to put it in the middle, but then I realized it was so puffy and full with all of the ribbon that would be hidden. Essentially the sign would be hidden. So after sealing it with Mod Podge, I just used the clear Mod Podge, also from the dollar store. If you use the glossy one, that's fine, but just make sure you cover the entire thing because it will show on your vinyl the difference on the sign if you have the glossy one. And I just decided to take a pipe cleaner and honestly just tie it to the bottom of the sign. This is what ended up looking best. I'm wondering if I should add maybe some ink or like black to the edges to kind of rough it up. Or I could add some twine wrapped around it, but then it would cover the glyphs. So if y'all have an idea of what you would do to make this sign at the bottom look a little bit cuter, let me know. And maybe I can adjust it before I give these for Secret Santa. Am I making my husband's Secret Santa gift for my sister as well? Yes. Yes, I am. I do this every year. So essentially, I have 2 Secret Santas every year, and my husband does nothing. He doesn't even know who his Secret Santa is, probably. I just give him the gift and say, pass this over to this person, and that's what he does. But, you know, that's okay. It gives me some videos to make, right? Alrighty, so this is the finished little wreath. I really like how it turned out. You can see my little helper in the background, I realized. It is hard to craft by yourself nowadays, but that's okay. Make sure you subscribe for all of your crafty tips. And I'll see you in the next Craftmas video. Happy crafting. Bye for now. I also have tons of other videos if y'all want to check it out in the meantime. Have a wonderful crafty day. Bye-bye.